So welcome everybody. Today in Art Through the Apocalypse, we're back on and we've got across the nation, we have another fun yet exciting cosplayer. I'm thinking about doing a secondary show just about cosplayers across the nation because I've got some great, fantastic talent on the show. And it's always a pleasure to meet them. I've never met Chelsea. This is our first time meeting this afternoon. But I'm glad to have Chelsea on. I'm going to introduce Mary Chelsea or Chelsea, and we'll get into some of those details later. But Chelsea, come on, tell us who you are and just kind of give us a little bit of background about yourself.
I go by Mary Chelsea. I've been called Chelsea my whole life, but my first name is Mary, so I just do both to make it easy. I started cosplaying, I guess, and I'm still very new. I'm a complete noob, so I'm like entry-level cosplay right now. But it's fun. I've had a lot of fun making costumes, and I don't know.
It's hard to talk about yourself,
Yeah,
isn't it? That's okay. So that's okay. Let me kind of guide it. I don't want to load the questions or lead you down a path, but is there a certain genre that you like? Are you coming from a certain mind frame of your cosplay, or is it anything goes?
Basically anything that I like or I've played and I like the costume. The first one I did was the Hut Slayer or Slave Leia, but they started calling her the Hut Slayer instead because it's more empowering.
Yep, I agree.
It sounds more badass. She was my first one, and I did it for a Halloween costume, and I just felt so cool. And I uploaded it on Instagram, and the Star Wars official account liked it. And then I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I want to keep doing things. And then, I don't know, I started following some cosplayers on Instagram, and a lot of them have tutorials on how to make their cosplays. And I saw a girl named Super Mary Face. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Nope.
But she had a Poison Ivy cosplay tutorial, and I'm like, I could do that. I'm gonna try because it doesn't look too expensive. It doesn't look too hard. And I did it, and it looked pretty good. So I was like, maybe I can do this. And time kind of got away from me. I was working a lot, and
sure.
So I try to do what I can. I have 2 daughters, so they take up a lot of my time. But
now, busy woman. I mean, I totally get that. I like the question, what's your background? Because some people might have, I know you're a gamer, so there's some gaming cosplay that you've got going on. You've got a Silent Hill one we'll show in a minute. And what was the bunny? I apologize.
I know. That was my first convention. I dressed up as a Bioshock Splicer. And it's like this crazy person that was like injecting them with like superhuman powers. And yeah, that's from the video game. They have this bunny mask, and I just like the game is so beautiful to me. I'm terrified to play it. I watch playthroughs, but I try to play it, and I can't. I turn it off. But I love watching it, and I think it's beautiful art. So I got a 3D printed mask from Etsy, and I painted it, and I wore it to the convention MegaCon in Orlando, and only like 2 people recognized me. But it was so fun to like look like a psycho covered in blood. I don't know.
No, I think it's great. So here's the picture behind me that they can see. So this is the Splicer you're talking about. I know this is the gameplay one you said, right? But this is what you were going for. And then this is my hands are backwards. This is your Poison.
Yep.
Poison Ivy. And then what is this?
That's my first attempt at my Silent Hill nurse mask.
Okay.
From the video game, it's the nurses that are kind of like they're dead, but if you shine a light on them, they kind of wake up and they can't see you, but they're kind of just like coming at you. They know you're there somehow, but that's a little
my gosh. Okay, so when I grabbed some of these pictures, I thought, okay, and I should have grabbed them. There's 1, 2, I think 3 progress pics that you posted of your making of this cos, and so my wife's a horror film. She loves horror films and she loves scary stuff, so she's all about stuff like this. And when you go to the con, you never know what you're going to get at the con. This was your I gotta go this way. This was you said your first attempt at that one?
Yep.
Yep.
I keep trying to remake it. Like I feel like I still don't like it enough. Like I don't know what material to use. Like that's why I feel so like such new because I still need to experiment and find out what to use. So I keep trying to work on that mask and fix it. And I've redone it twice. Like I started up from scratch twice, and I don't know. It's hard. I don't have any cosplay friends, so I don't know. I don't have anybody to go to, and there's not too many tutorials on Silent Hill nurses. So.
Okay, no, you're good. So I will tell you, you're actually, I'm not going to give everybody away your location, but in the state that you live in, there are a lot of cosplayers in your state.
Yeah.
And so, you know, some of the cons and stuff, some of those larger cities, when they do that, it's amazing to walk in. So what is it about, so we talked about you're creative, you like this, this, and this. You're like, I'm just going to try it. You're adventurous, obviously, because you were like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but let's go figure this out. But what is it about walking into a con? And I've got chill bumps because I know what my answer is. But what is it about walking into a con that was the allure for you to want to do cos?
Well, I had to go to about 2 or 3 conventions just dressed regular first because I was so nervous. I have such bad social anxiety and like just fear of judgment. I was so nervous. But a few I went to dressed normally, like it just felt very welcoming and like a calming environment because I was like surrounded by people who like the same stuff I do. So once I did it like twice, then I dressed up for a Walker Stalker con.
Oh yeah, yeah.
From so Walking Dead convention. I love The Walking Dead. I read all the comic books. I still love the show no matter what people say. But I went there as a hunter, like a zombie hunter. I don't know. It wasn't a real term, but I had a sheriff badge on and stuff. And I went up to meet the guy who plays Glenn, Steven.
Yep.
And before I even said anything, he's like, wow, you look awesome. I was like, what? Like, I just put some normal clothes together and threw us some fake blood. He's like, you look amazing. That's a great job. I was just kind of like, okay, thank you. And like, it just made me feel so good that like a star from the show, like really liked what I did. And from there, I was just like, okay, I gotta do it again. Like just
So I saw a couple pictures and Big Head. What am I thinking of?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. Yes, I saw you got to meet Norman and you got to meet Glenn and so I saw some of those and I should have grabbed one because the look on your face, you're like ear to ear smiles and grins. It's like the happiest look. And so I really appreciate that. You said I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. And it's just the most welcoming environment. It doesn't matter if you're a day one noob. It doesn't matter if you've been costing for 10 years. It doesn't matter if you spent $0 and some splatter blood or you spent thousands of dollars on something different. It doesn't matter. Every time you walk in, it's almost like, do you know Hip Hop Trooper?
Oh, I think I've seen him. Yeah, he's got like big chain. Is he red?
Red Stormtrooper, the big boom box, the gold chains. Yeah. When he walks in, people they recognize him.
Yeah.
Right? But it didn't matter. You walked in and Glenn gave the exact same look to you that somebody gives to hip hop. And I don't want to talk about hip hop like he's not somebody. I don't want to talk about Chelsea like she's not somebody. That community is exactly like what you said. You walk in and everybody's welcomed, right? I went one year. I was YC3 Amarillo Yellow City Comic-Con, YC3. It was here in town in Amarillo. It's a small con. I had a booth. I was selling Funko Pops. It was just chill. But one day I was like, I want to dress up and go walk around. So I grabbed my Vader Black Series helmet. I put on my Disney Mickey Mouse ear, beanie. That's the Death Star. I glued it on. I had a Hawaiian shirt over my Star Wars shirt, a pair of cargo pants and some flip-flops and a piece of luggage. I was Darth Vader on vacation.
That's awesome.
And it was fun. And like you said, Sam Jones from Flash Gordon. Sam Jones was at the con and he was wandering around and he was like, dude, that's crazy. Look at Darth Vader on vacation. And I was like, well, holy crap, Sam Jones knew what I was doing here. And it cost me nothing. I mean, I owned the Black Series helmet, but it cost me nothing. And then, one time my daughter and I next year, because we got canceled this last week because of the COVID, but our daughter next year, me and my daughter, I want to go as Inspector Gadget, trench coat. I want to get the hat. I want to put the handles with the propeller and the 2 springs with like the boxing glove and the gun and wear some Heelys.
Oh, man.
But she's the perfect age to play Penny. And so she
Yeah.
can dress up like Penny and take a stuffed dog and have Brain and Inspector Gadget, Penny and Brain, and we could wander around a con.
That'd be so cute.
I think it would, right? It would be kind of cool. But here's the
Mhm.
other thing I like about cosplay. Anything goes.
That's true. That
I
is
mean,
true.
there is no bounds. I've put on a bunch of weight. I could get a skin tight Spider-Man suit with some sweatpants and go like retired fat Spider-Man, right? And nobody would care. And I'd walk in and they would love it, right? I mean, it'd be perfect. Do you remember Jurassic World? The dinosaurs ran through, and the guy with the margarita and the like straw hat.
Oh yeah.
It was like 2 seconds on screen, and that was everybody at the Comic-Con that year. Everybody wanted to be the Jurassic Margarita guy running around. It's genius. There's no limit to someone's imagination when it comes to cosplay.
Yeah, that is true. And that was hard for me to accept. Like, I was like, I don't want to make something that's not good enough and be like ridiculed, but like, it's not like that.
It really isn't. That community's not. So then do me a favor. Unfortunately, and I won't talk about the riots and the burning of the whole planet. I won't talk about that. But since we've been quarantined and we're home, are you able to put back into or start or create or do anything towards your cosplay?
Yeah, I got laid off back in March because I was a part-timer and they cut those employees first. So I've been home. My fiance's been working full-time and he's been nice enough to help me get a few more cosplays. So I got a nicer rig for my Poison Ivy.
Okay.
And that's one of them too. I did a Sith Ray. So it's like
I'm gonna slide over, and I know my cut from your page doesn't do this justice. This is head to toe. You've got your saber. This thing is sharp, and I know I can't that mid section. You've got the belted thing, and this is crisp. So this was a pretty kick ass, like you said, Sith Ray that you're putting together here.
It was really fun. And when I put it on, I felt so cool. It was the coolest feeling, being the bad guy. My daughter's like, I'm like, Mom, I'm a bad guy. She's like, you're a bad guy? She's like, can I be a bad guy too? I was like, oh, sure. It was fun. That was a fun costume. I'm gonna wear that to the next probably MegaCon.
Okay. And then what? And I apologize. What else were you working on during this time? You said.
Oh, I got Sailor Moon. I got her dress and her everything, but her wig is taking a while to come in. It's coming in about, I think, June. So I have her coming. And then I want to do Sailor Jupiter because she is my favorite. Sailor Jupiter is the most like me, but I love Sailor Moon. I've always wanted to be Sailor Moon, so I had to do Sailor Moon first. And then I'll be Sailor Jupiter. And what else was I going to do? Oh, I'm working on Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. When they did their Killjoy album, they had characters.
Yeah. I thought I saw this on your page. I didn't click on it, but I was like, that looks like somebody out of My Chemical Romance. So go on, please.
Yeah. So Gerard's character in that is Party Poison, and he has red hair and this yellow mask. And I started making him, but I feel like my mask wasn't good enough, so I'm making a feminine Party Poison, when you
gender bender.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm doing a female version with that nice red wig I got and more feminine. I can't say.
I know.
So I'm doing that because they're my favorite band of all time.
So My Chemical Romance, you're a Star Wars fan, you're a gamer, you're a mom, you're engaged, right? Mm-hmm. So you got a little bit of everything going on. But I also like one thing you just brought up. We hadn't really talked about on the show yet. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Stephanie did mention that. But the gender bender idea, where I could go as a feminine or a female costume or a female character, and nobody cares. I mean, it's not like it's literally just the idea of exploring the creativeness of how you put stuff together. And I think that's a fantastic world to live in, especially with everything else that's going on right now. That would be a fantastic world to live in where everybody gets along,
Oh, I know.
Maybe Cosplayers Unite. Maybe we need to start a whole movement of that, and that's where everybody comes together and we get along. Maybe we can start small and work big. I like that.
I need to make some cosplayer friends. I don't really have anybody that to go. I have a friend that'll go with me to conventions, but she's not really she might dress up in Star Wars stuff because she loves Star Wars, but I don't know if she would do anything else. And I need to go to conventions and make more friends. I need to be social. But
So
I get too scared. I just walk around like looking at
that's
everybody
okay.
else.
Right. And listen, I fanboy out all the time. I went into one con. My son and I went to Louisville, Kentucky for a Fandom Fest, and like Stan Lee was like 10 feet away. And this is sad. I was impressed and I was excited, but right next to me was Brian O'Halloran, if you know what I'm talking about. He's from Clerks 1 and 2. He's the quick stop guy.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's standing next to me, and nobody was at his table, so I just went up to just say, hey, man, I appreciate your work, and I follow you and stuff. And he was like, cool. Well, we talked for like 10 minutes, and I totally fanboyed out because I walked away, and I was like, oh, I got to talk to, Brian and stuff. And my wife is still mad at me. She will not let me live this down because I was 33 at the time. And if you've seen Clerks 2, Brian so Brian and Randall. So Dante and Randall. Dante and Randall are at the restaurant. They're cleaning up, and Randall's talking about inappropriate stuff with like younger girls. And Dante stops deadpan. He's like, "You're 33. Like, grow up." My wife was like, "Why didn't you get Dante to yell that at you and have Austin, my son? Why didn't you get Austin to film that? And that could have been like my soundbite or my phone, what?" I was like, "Oh, I totally missed an opportunity." But in the moment, you forget.
Yeah, you're like frozen. You're just kind of like, ew.
It's exciting. I like the art there. I like watching. And I know some people go to a con and like one day they might dress up and then one day they might not dress up so they can go and enjoy it themselves and be a part of it. But it is a fun world. So you said you're a noob, and I really appreciate your creativity, your passion. It shows in your costs, and it shows with the support that you give from both your Insta and just like you said, when you go to a con and just walk around, it's just a good time. Like, is there anything you want to say to the audience? And we'll talk, but maybe like if you want your Insta shared, if you want any of that stuff shared, we can share it on the screen or post notes and we can put it on the back. But is there anything you want to tell your audience and just kind of talk about cosplay before we go?
I don't know. If you're thinking about doing it, just do it. Like, who cares what anybody else thinks? If you like that character and nobody knows who it is, it's still fine. Like, you know who it is, and that's what matters. Like, even though nobody knew my Splicer costume, I walked around and like, I just felt, it was a cool feeling. Like, I don't know, just if you're thinking about it, do it. Like, and if you have a custom idea, like I had a Punk Leia outfit, but I didn't really like it, but I kind of want to try it again and see what other people think, because I'm very critical of myself.
Okay.
So, but if you're thinking about something new, like just try it.
So I love this. One, if my audience is there looking at you, the smile says it all. You literally, it's pure joy coming from you. You just said, look, it doesn't matter. Go do it. Have fun. Be yourself, and just explore. I think that's a perfect analogy for life and a perfect analogy for just every day moving forward. I'm a Disney guy. I'm a fan of Disney. Meet the Robinsons is probably not one of the most popular Disney films. It was in between Pixar and before they came. And anyway, it's a Disney animation, but the kid travels in the future and then he meets people. And anyway, the whole mantra of the film is just keep moving, right? Just keep moving. And I know Dory says it and everybody, but it really is that simple. And so go try it. And it might not be what you expect. And maybe then, like you said, you didn't like your Punk Leia. I'm going to adapt it. I'm going to try it a different way and go in a different approach. And so it's really cool. I think just like you follow and you see stuff online and you get that creative juice and it just pops and you just want to do it. So I think I'm going to do a cosplay share page where we just do this. We interview, we find out what your passions are, how you got to be who you are, and then we just share that with the world. So I think that's kind of what these are setting up. I've got 3 so far, 3 cosplayers. I got Hip Hop Trooper in the books to come on. So I'm excited to just, and it's just crazy because one thing started to lead to another. Somebody connected me with somebody and I reached out. I put a couple posts on there. I made some comments, some people that I wouldn't have expected to be on the show. Chelsea's on the show. And obviously it took a little bit of a shot of courage. You've got where's your Kool-Aid?
Oh, it's
right. So I think it's great. I think it's a beautiful world we live in, and I think it's very cool to be able to express ourselves. So to everybody, Chelsea, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
We'll share your Insta, and we'll just kind of show everybody what you've got going on there.
Okay.
You guys, it is a pretty kick-ass one. And there's a Han Solo, and it's like a pic collage, and it's in one of the corners. There's a great Han Solo you've got. I think that's a fun one too, right? And you probably just put on some and had a vest, and you just did and it was a perfect solo, right? Yep.
I had a work shirt. I had this weird vest, and then I had Han's gun from Disney. And it's orange, and it says Star Tours on it, but it works.
And it was still a great solo. I mean, it was perfect. So I bought my wife the milk. Oh, what was the black milk leggings? Are they the famous the famous ones? I bought her a couple black milk leggings, and they have the solo, the red, the blue ones with the red dashes. Yeah, there's some pretty kick-ass ones. So it was just fun, right? You can, and like I said, you can never go wrong. You just throw on something, and there you go. But Chelsea, appreciate your afternoon, your evening. I know we've been playing phone tag and what have you, but go back, enjoy your afternoon, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, anytime. It was fun.
Good. And to everybody out there in TV land, we appreciate y'all seeing the show. This is Art Through the Apocalypse with Chelsea, and we'll catch you guys on the flip-flop.